Jake here for American Trucks, and today I'm taking a look at this remote start system fitting 2011 and 2014 F-150s. If you've never experienced the benefits of a remote start system on your truck, let me tell you, you are missing out. And this kit makes it really affordable and really simple to add it to your F-150. This is a plug and play remote starter setup that's gonna help get your truck nice and comfortable before you get into drive, and its affordable price will keep your bank account comfortable as well. I know I said it already, but boy, having a remote starter on your truck is such a nicety. On those cold winter mornings or hot summer days, it means that you can get things started, have the cab be nice and comfortable by the time you even get out the door. Truly one of the nicest feelings I've experienced. And this system in particular has a few extra perks to it. Of course, it is gonna remote start your truck. You're not gonna even have to leave the house to do it. But the most important thing is that this is a totally plug and play setup. So you don't need to run or crimp any wires. Everything is already set up and ready to go. So if you can follow directions and plug in connectors, you're gonna be able to install this. Now it makes for a really clean OEM type setup without anything extraneous. So there's no other antennas or anything like that to run. And there's also no need to hack into your truck's wiring. The other benefit is that this is going to utilize your factory remote as well, so you don't need to carry around another remote, one of those big aftermarket dongle things like you see on some other remote start setups. So this is all gonna be right there on your factory one. Once this is programmed with the truck locked, you just press lock, unlock, and the lock buttons in that order, and a few seconds later, truck's gonna fire right up. Super easy, super simple. One caveat though is that you will need to have 2 original keys for programming in order to get this to work. Pricing for this kit comes in at about $225, making it a pretty affordable modification. And since this is a pretty simple installation, you're gonna be able to save on labor costs to get it in and working too. And for the benefits you get of a remote start, definitely worth the cost of entry. Installation is going to get a 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and it should only take you about an hour to get this done. Like I mentioned earlier, this is a total plug and play operation here, so all you're going to have to do is plug this stuff in, get the module plugged in, and then you're ready to go. In fact, I would bet that it's probably going to take you longer to actually just program it to get it working properly than it will to actually physically install the parts. But enough talking about it, let's go ahead and throw it over to one of our AT customers who's going to show you that process now.
All right, for this install, we used a few different tools. The main one that I used was this cordless ratchet, but you can use a regular manual ratchet if that's all you have. It just made it a little faster. We had 3 different socket sizes. We had a 5.5 millimeter socket, a 7 millimeter socket, and an 8 millimeter socket. We also had to use an interior pry bar to get the steering shroud apart. I used a small flathead screwdriver for some of the electrical connections to press down the clips, and then zip ties to zip tie everything up, and a pair of snips to clean up the zip ties. Hey, today we're going to be installing this Klein remote start system for this 2013 F-150. The first step to installing the remote start kit will be removing the 3 7mm screws that are located underneath the steering column. After you remove the 3 7mm screws, gently pull on the panel and it'll pop right off. Next, we're going to remove the 4 8mm bolts that hold this metal plate on. All right, the next step is we have to remove 3 5.5mm screws that are right here underneath the steering column shroud. After the 3 screws are removed, separate the bottom half of the steering column shroud from the top half. Next, we're going to remove 2 7mm screws that hold the OBD2 port connector in place. Next, locate the T-harness that came with the installation kit find the male connectors on the kit and plug them into their locations on the truck. The next step, you will need to access 2 plugs under the steering column. The first plug that you're going to locate will be the immobilizer connector near the key slot. The second will be the ignition connector towards the rear. After you locate the plugs, disconnect both of them. Now locate the female connectors on the T-harness and plug in the factory connectors. Next, you'll need to locate the OBD2 T-harness that came with the kit. We're going to use this harness and plug it into the factory connections. Once you make the connection, remount the new OBD2 port. We just used a zip tie and we zip tied it up to a part of the harness under the dash. Next, we're going to go into the programming phase. The first step is to take the module without any wires plugged in. Press and hold the programming button and insert the 4-pin black data link harness. You're going to release the programming button when the top LED is blue and the bottom LED is red. After the LED on top is blue and the bottom LED is red and you've released the programming button, plug in the remaining connectors. For the next few steps, we're going to need to locate both of the factory keys that came with the truck. After we locate both of the factory keys that came with the truck, there's going to be a series of different programming steps that are time sensitive. You're going to take the first key, insert it into the ignition and turn it to the on position. Once it's at the on position, you're going to wait a full 3 seconds and then remove the first key. You will then insert the second key, turn it to the on position, wait the full 3 seconds and remove the key. After you remove the second key, the next step must be completed within 5 seconds of removing the second key. You will put the first key back into the ignition into the on position and watch the LEDs. The red and blue LED will both flash rapidly 10 times, and then you will see the blue LED flash rapidly. All right, now that programming is complete, we have to test to see if it works. To do that, we're going to take the key fob, hit the lock button, hit the unlock button, and hit the lock button again. The truck will now go through its startup procedures and start. Now that the truck is started, we can unlock the vehicle, get in the truck, and to test to see if it finally worked, we'll hit the brake pedal and the engine should turn on. Now the testing is complete, we're going to take our new harness, we're going to use some zip ties and neatly put it up under the dash, ensuring that it's not around any moving parts like the brake pedal or the steering column. All right, after you zip tie up everything out of the way, you're just going to put all the parts that you took off in the first steps back on in reverse order.
That's going to wrap it up here for our review and install of the remote start system fitting 2011 to 2014 F-150s. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, for all things F-150, be sure to stick with us right here at AmericanTrucks.com.